Good evening, everyone. We are back again for another video, and this time we are not going to be 50 minutes long. I try so hard for my videos to be 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it just doesn't work. So, I had to freshen up my tea. And yes, I am drinking my organic hibiscus tea. And Cherie, my dear, just in case, I am, and you're not watching, but I hope you're watching, but yeah. Girl, I am sorry that you cannot get a liking to herbal tea in the bag. I guess it's just an acquired taste, maybe, you know? And I have replied to your message. I said, well, you know, we're alike in so many ways. So I guess we have to be different somewhere along the line. Somewhere, you know, we just can't be exactly the same. You know, you love warm weather. I love cold weather, you know. So I can do tea and you can't do tea. Gary is actually the one that got me hooked on herbal teas. He really did. He really did. It has nothing to do with aesthetic for journaling. He's the one that got me on it, and I've been addicted ever since. So, that is how that is. I lost my train of thought. All right. So anyway, shout out to all of my new subscribers. I am so blessed to have y'all here. So I'm trying to remember to kind of give you guys a little bit of an introduction of me without taking forever to get the message across. You know, simply because of my new subscribers who I'm so grateful to and grateful for. I am a 56-year-old lady who spent her whole life loving Jesus, raised up in Jesus as a child. Had a pretty rough upbringing. I wasn't with my original family. I wasn't with my mother. I've always longed for a mother. You know, it was pretty bad. My husband of 24 years, his cousins had took me in. I was born on a military base, and my husband's cousins took me in, and it didn't work out very well, and I didn't even know my husband existed until God brought us together. It's an incredible story. We met online, Yahoo. And it was through another sister in Christ. She saw Gary online and she insisted that I give him a chance. And, you know, I was against it for, you know, for quite a while. And she was like, I'm telling you, the Lord is leading me to tell you and for you to do this. You know, just go and check it out. You know, what harm can it do? You know, and so that was 24 years ago. So it was wild. It was different. It was incredible. And I am grateful for all of the things that have come my way to bring me to where I am today. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not fit and athletic like I used to be. I'm not as strong and as I used to be. I have health issues. I have arthritis. I have social anxiety disorder. I have some learning disabilities. Let's see, what else? I can get like panic attacks over various things, and they're usually social related, and hyperventilate and become a sloth mouth. You know, like words just can't come out and you bust into a sweat. I'm on medications that I believe do not agree with my body. you know, but Jesus is good, and he is on the throne, and he is taking good care of me, and he has definitely brought me a long way. And I have to say, I would never want to have to live this life again. I would never want to have to go through the things that I've went through. But I would say this, I wouldn't change it, because Jesus had a hold of me for a long time, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I had not gone through the things that I have gone through. You know, I've learned to find value in myself beyond superficial things. I've learned to trust Jesus wholeheartedly in every aspect of my life. Like, I literally surrender all, you know, and it, you know, it's so liberating, and you finally can exhale, because he has total control of every aspect of your life, and it's extremely liberating. I highly recommend Jesus. Highly recommend Jesus. And those of you who are new, you will always find that I'm drinking something when I am filming, because I have permanent damage to my vocal cords, which is another long story, and I have terrible coughing spells, and I always need to have something to drink on hand. Like right here is just ice water with watermelon. I can't remember the name of it. It's organic, and it's a water enhancer, and it's cucumber and watermelon. So I have that. So there'll be times when I'm talking when my voice will crack. There's times where it'll get real deep, or it'll get real high, or squeaky. And believe me, it bothers me more than I could put into words. But it is what it is. And I am who I am. And so be it. So that will be my little bit of an introduction for today. And I highly suggest watching my videos. I have playlists created. If you love junk journaling, if you love journaling, if you love sticker books, if you love happy mails and unboxings, please check out my journaling playlist, and you will see all the different sticker books that I've bought throughout the years. Most are probably not going to be available anymore, but a lot of them still are, especially the ones that I get on AliExpress and Temu. Books that you'll find on Amazon for $13 and $14, where I paid $5, $6, and $7, and $8. That are still available on AliExpress. And what you do is you just type in 20-page sticker book. 20-page sticker book, and you should see a selection. Just keep scrolling of various types of sticker books that have this, wait a minute, they have this size and shape, and you'll see some that will say Mr. Paper, and you will come across so many different types of books: flowers, scenery, dolls, all kind of stuff, and $5 to $8, and you know, you just can't beat it. If you like Planners Anonymous, I've done several videos from unboxing and hauls from Planners Anonymous, Planner Perfect, Stationery Pal. If you love brush pens, mild liners, Pentel pens, Bic, whatever, I love Stationery Pal. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? A lot of my other sticker books are like Live Love Posh, Amber Plans Her Day, Keleva Plan, Mojo Jojo Plans, Happy Planner, of course, Planny Thing. I really love planning things. I love their subscription box. I love the washi, and I love the fact that the boxes are removable. Also, Black Mountain plans, and the T in the word mountain is a cross. It's so beautiful. And Black Mountain Faith. Lovely, lovely, lovely stickers. And all these people are on YouTube. And I mean, I love florals. I love, 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 love florals. So anyhow, this right here is a Planner Perfect A5. And I can't remember the name of it. It's not my Adele. And those of you who haven't seen it, there are definitely videos in my playlist where I show you my Daisy Adele. But this one, I can't remember the name of it. And I decided to make it into a junk journal type thing and put snippets on it. So I have more journals than I can count. I will never be able to use all of them before I take my last breath. I love having a choice, whatever mood I'm in. I keep journals all through the house. So if I'm in the living room, there's a journal. If I'm in the dining room, there's a journal. If I'm in the bathroom, there's a journal, a John journal. If I'm on my love seat, there's a journal on my love seat. There's a journal by my bed. There's always something to drink, and there's always a journal, like wherever I may be in the house. This journal came from Amazon. And if you look for A5, B5 is my favorite. But if you look for A5 journals, you can find some really nice A5 journals for $9.99 and $7.99. The unfortunate thing is that they're mostly lined. And I hate lined. I prefer blank or dot grid. But sometimes I can catch a dot grid, you know, for a good price. So let me just double check, make sure that you guys, okay, we're recording and you guys can see me. This journal is one of my favorites. And I need to do a lot of work in it. I really do. I have not necessarily say I neglected it, but it just, I started it and I never finished it. And I really wanted to do a little more. As you can see, it's pretty bare. And that's why I pulled it out tonight, because it's one of my bare journals. I have some journals that I really, really love, where I have the scenery and I have the girls and it's so nice. But then I have some journals that I don't know, I just started and I just did not finish. And the goal is to decorate every page. And like this page right here, I didn't even write my name. Oh, there it is. I did write my name. Okay. And these stickers I got from AliExpress, the girl. No, this is Anika's Creative Closet. That's where I got that from. These I got from Amazon. So you would just look up candle stickers. But this here is Anika's Creative Closet. She too is on, what is that? Oh, wow. A sticker got lost. Somewhere I'm missing Sunday. Ah, goodness, Pam. Somewhere there is a Sunday missing. That's fine. We'll deal with it. So, I was thinking, trying to keep things in order, that I would work on this page tonight with you guys, because I don't want to keep you for long. All right, so I am digging through my project box. If that's what you hear, if you hear noise, I'm digging through my project box. I have my stash, which is inside of a stationary luggage that I got from Hobby Lobby. It has all my inks, all my stamps, all my sticker storage, all of my paper crafting, you know, like my measuring bone thing, and just everything. Any, you know, double-sided tape machine, the big one with the handle, all that stuff is in there. And there is a video in my playlist where I share with you like all the things that are in my stationary luggage. But let's see here what I want to do tonight. Since we've got this fall vibe here, I am thinking about using this book again. And believe me, I got my stash. This is project stuff. And I want to pull this out. And y'all, if I am putting out too many videos for y'all, I am so sorry. I apologize if I'm just like overwhelming you guys with you know what, I want to do something. Hold on. If I'm overwhelming you guys with too many videos, that is why we have watch later. So I encourage you to put me in your watch later and watch me later. And those of you who know, I rescued a bee last week and I let that bee go. I miss him. I was thinking about him today when I was talking about bees with Jazz from the Crafty Girl Chronicles. And I was just thinking, you know, how beautiful nature is. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I really miss that bee. The one I really miss is Annie, because I had her for a long time. She was sick. She was dying. And I made her life as comfortable as I possibly could. And we built a relationship. And I remember Cherie made a video saying, a bee, she took care of a bee. And it was just so hilarious. I was just cracking up. Oh, see ya. And so, I'll put this right here. So this recent bee that I rescued was not sick. He just needed to rest. He had really overexerted himself. And yeah, I have bigger spatulas than this. This is just a little extra I had that I keep on my desk. And I don't feel like digging for my main spatulas. So we're just going to use this tonight. It's just lazy. All right, y'all. We'll pull this off. And so I got some more hauls coming. Some more unboxings, happy mail, things of that nature. So please stay tuned for that. That's coming, some things coming in the mail. All right, so what do you think? I don't think I'm liking, it's okay, but I don't like how it covers up. I'm gonna pull it off from this end. That will be easier. So what I'm doing is, I'm going to lift it up this way. There we go. That's better. And I'm going to just put it at a tilt. Or just like that. Smooth it down a little bit. I'll make it quirky. That's what I'm going to do. And all right, the next thing I want to do is this is my extra supply, so I'm not sweating. I want something right there. All right, how about, I don't know what this R is for, but I like the, I'm gonna do the boots. So yeah, y'all, I'm cozied in for the night. And after I'm done this, I will probably say some prayers, spend some time with Jesus, and okay, and then I'm gonna call it a night. All right, so there we go. So yes, that's working. I'm liking that. Okay, so what I want to make now is, all right, we're going to take this clock. So Jazzy, if you are watching, I remember All Creatures Great and Small. And that has been a part of Masterpiece Theater, I believe, for quite some time. And I used to watch it here and there, but I didn't stick with it. And, but I do remember this one particular phrase. If you are early to an event, if you're early, then you're on time. If you're on time, then you're late. And if you're late, that's unacceptable. I remember that. But you know what? For me, if I'm early and end up being on time, to me, that's unacceptable. I like to be fashionably late. And you know what? Even if I can't help it. I'm always usually late for stuff anyway. If I can wake up early enough and be energized, then I can be early. You know, I can be early. But most of the time, like going to an event, I'm usually fashionably late. I'm usually like a half an hour late. But I haven't been to any events lately because I just don't do that thing no more. All right, so I'm liking this right here. But yeah, I do like All Creatures Great and Small. All right, so it looks like here I had this print came out on here. And I only chose that gold because that would look better with that than the silver. All right, so that is that. I got a lot of projects in mind. And that's good. I think it's great to have a project list. You know, there's so much I want to do and everything is put away in its proper place. But there are some projects that I want to do that I have to have in a special project box. It doesn't get stored away with the rest of things. So I am, all right, I guess, y'all, I'm just going to use a black pen. And this pen did not come from Stationery Pal. I got a bunch of these from AliExpress because I pull this black part off. I pull the rubber off and put it on pens that need it. Like, for example, this pen is so hard. So I put this rubber grip on there. So that's why I collect rubber grips. All right, so what I want to write about tonight is, since it's the beginning of the book, and I put joy and laughter. I wanted to have a small box about what I am looking for this year, the rest of this year. What goals do I have? Because I had to do brainstorming, and I realized that I want to say that my goals were mediocre. They weren't mediocre, but when I had, guys, I had 2 doctor's appointments. So when I had the one doctor's appointment that was over the phone, one of the things that he asked me is, what is your goal? What goals do you have for the remaining of this year? And I told him to stay strong in my faith and to work on focusing on whole foods in terms of carbohydrates and starches, like oats. Substituting potatoes with oats, and just kind of like weaning myself off of potatoes, because if I go cold turkey, it's going to be a disaster. If I allow myself to have a cheat day, I'm going to miss that cheat day in the middle of the week. And I want to stay focused on substituting potatoes or rice or pasta with that. And I want to incorporate during the week a lean cuisine meal. Now, I know that that is severely processed, but I'm trying to find avenues that are sustainable. And the lean cuisine allows me to feel like I'm having real food. The only foods that I eat from lean cuisine is the pizzas and the spaghetti and meatballs. I won't eat anything else from lean cuisine. I love Italian food, and so does my husband. And I don't care who you are. You can use zucchini noodles. You can use sugar-free organic spaghetti sauce, grass-fed 99% lean meat, ground beef. I'm gonna have a problem with portion control. And I don't have to have garlic bread. I don't have to have bread with my spaghetti. I would like to, but I can do without. But it's like when we get a bowl of spaghetti, we don't get a small bowl of spaghetti. We get a normal size bowl of spaghetti, and we enjoy it. And so if I can just have the lean cuisine instead, and that portion, I feel like that would be better. Because the lean cuisine, I'm not gonna go and heat up another lean cuisine in the microwave. I'm just not gonna do it. But if you give me a bowl, I'm gonna eat that bowl and maybe even go back and just dig back for another. It's all psychological. So he asked me these things, and I really want to think about it, I really do. I want to take it seriously. Because you know what, guys? It's like this. I don't know when I'm going to take my last breath. Okay? I don't know when I'm going home. And I can't just sit on the dock of the bay waiting for Jesus to take me out of here while I continue to exist. I have to live. I have to occupy. I have to move, to keep moving forward. That is what my angels are cheering me on to do, to keep moving forward, to not be stagnant. You know what I mean? And to keep my focus on things above. But at the same time, you know, I have to occupy. I can't just sit here. I have to do productive, positive things for Jesus. And I will reap the reward for it. Here and there. Here and now, and then in my future. And, you know, so I have to do something, you know. So these goals for 2025 is going to be health related. And I'm not talking about, I'm pretty good at managing my mental health. I gotta say, thank you, Jesus. I'm good with the mental health. I've learned how to maneuver and to avoid certain situations. I've learned how to, you know, keep those demons suppressed and know how to live my life accordingly to keep my nerves good, you know, and to lean on Jesus when something stupid happens, you know. But this is health related, and I want to talk about having those goals that will keep me in a clear state of mind. So I want to have a clear state of mind. And for the most part, I believe that I am. But that's something that I just want to keep in the forefront. And I want to make sure that I get plenty of rest. And sleep. That is another thing. And especially with these summer months coming ahead, you know, and I want to also commit to whole foods and carbs on the low glycemic index, LGI. And I wrote this down in my main book, my main journal, my monthly, but I need it in this one as well. Okay, and I talked about seeds, and I talked about oats, and I talked about using them as replacements. No more sweet potatoes, no more white potatoes, no more pastas, stuff like that. I wanted to do oats because the thing of it is oats will fill you up, and they are more calorie dense, but they are low on the glycemic index. So that's just something I wanted to try. Okay, and the other thing that I want to do is I want to alternate my walks You understand what I'm saying? I want to try and extend them a little bit, to gradually extend them. Because see, I still have the mind of a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old hardcore hiking, and I miss it. So, but every time I try, I pay a price for it. So I want to do it in baby steps. I want to do everything in baby steps. And I want to have patience with myself. You know what I mean? Because things, they don't come quickly like they used to. So I want to have baby steps. I want to give myself grace. That is, I can't explain it, but I want to learn to give myself grace, because Jesus does. And I'm going to put this in. I don't have another pen. I could use purple. I do have purple, but I want to put grace, because visualizing these things really does help me. You know, when I see it written down on paper, grace for myself. So let's just put self-grace. Self-grace. And of course, in Jesus. So that is just some important. I'm not thinking about fancy or making this look, you know, all pretty. This is just self-grace in Jesus. You know, giving myself grace. That is just important. And that's what I'm going to do. And you know what, y'all? Let me tell you something. I see Jesus blessing people, and it's awesome. And when you see him blessing other people, you know what? He will bless you too. So that is what I want, a clear state of mind, which I'm doing very well at. And when I say a clear state of mind, keeping it real with myself, keeping it realistic with myself, baby steps, doing things that are sustainable, and, you know, really listening to my doctor, and plenty of rest and sleep, because he keeps emphasizing this so much. And so I want to keep that in the forefront of my mind as well. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do, or before I do that, is check and see the time. How long have we been? Okay, we're 37 minutes. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do prayer here. And so when I do prayer, that's usually going to be private. Don't really have to be, but all right. That's scary letting me know I'm playing the word of promise. I don't know why he feels the need to let me know, but I can hear it from my bedroom if he plays the word of promise. So I always say, all right, you know, because if I yell, my voice will crack. So I just try to say, okay, or all right, you know. So I know I'm gonna be going soon. And so I'm gonna put down here, we're gonna use this ugly brush pen, and I'm gonna put, I do not recommend these brush pens. I got them at the Dollar Tree. Prayer. I got them at the Dollar Tree, and this was a long time ago. And they just don't work. I thought they would, but they just don't work. And so this is going to be prayer, and this is going to be good old gratitude. I could use the stickers, but I'm gonna just go with this. And it's good. It's good to have options. You don't have to use a sticker. all the time if you want a brush letter. And also, I have stamps. You know what? I did not spell that right. Look at that. Gratitude. Gratitude. Ah, man. It's y'all's fault because I was talking to you. I wasn't paying attention and I didn't write out gratitude. But you know what? Let me let you in on a secret. Your journal is yours and it never judges you. So nobody's going to know that that says gratitude or gratitude. No one's going to know except you and me. And I'm not going to white this out because it'll be white. But what I can do, if this really gets on my nerves, we can put a box here, or we could put some type of sticker. Now, of course, that's not going to work. But I'm just saying I could cover that with, you know, like a big clear journal box. I really could, but I don't feel like pulling it out. I could even use this. Watch. All right, we're gonna do that. All right, we are going to do it. Why not? Let's just have some fun. So when I go back to the ocean, like I have done before, I will film. I will take you guys with me to look at the water, to look at the ocean, to, you know, enjoy it, to enjoy ourselves. You know, I will do that. And I do it, guys, because one, I think about you guys. For one, I want to share pieces of my life with you. And also, I love it when other people do it. You know what I mean? I love it when other people film their life and share it. So what do you think? I do. It motivates me, and it's like, you know how many times I've been to Norway and Switzerland and Sweden and Japan? I have been so many times because somebody was kind enough to share their adventure on YouTube. And other than that, I would never. I have been to the most beautiful German Christmas markets. I have been to so many beautiful places in the UK and Australia and stuff like that. And it's breathtaking. It is absolutely breathtaking. Every time I watch my UK channel, I am in London somewhere. You know, it's just great. It's absolutely great. So yes, if I can share me going somewhere, maybe it will bless somebody else who is in the house and can't go somewhere. You know, so you know that's how that is. So I'm liking this. It's not matching this though, but I'm gonna leave it there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it again, and this time I am not gonna mess up. So we're gonna put, let's see, G-R-A-T-I-T. So we have gratitude. So I'm gonna have to write smaller. And I really should get my better pen, but sorry. Gratitude. Gratitude. So there we have it. There we have it. I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah. Y'all, I can't stress it enough. With all of the negativity that we have in this world, you have got to find yourself a place where you can go and find solace. You've got to find yourself a place where you can go into that bubble and be safe. You know? It's just how it is. And you know what, y'all? Don't let it be discouraging. Because there's nothing at all to be discouraged about. We got a future, y'all. We got a future in Jesus. And take joy. Take joy in that. Because this place is not going to be here. And when it's time for us to pack our bags, man, oh man. I'd like to take my journals with me to heaven. I always say that crazy stuff. Y'all, I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to come this way again. I'm serious. I would not want to come this way again. But you know what? We love Jesus so much. And if he asked us to do it again, you know our melting hearts would say, yes, Savior, send me, you know. So it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the video here. I really don't want to, because I can hang out and talk with you guys forever. But I don't want to keep y'all too long. And I got a couple of things I need to do anyway, and I want to hear the word of promise. So we're at 47 minutes, and I just went over by, what, 7 minutes? So let's stop the video here. I think 45 is probably good. So I will see y'all, God willing, in the next video. Bye.